Hello, people, and welcome once again to my channel. My name is Ama Dake Nyawezo Kakaka. Well, so I think that the past week has been a good one for Ghanaians in general. Largely, we seem to be finding our voices. We seem to be asking for improved life, better improved services, water line, um, issues with regards to good roads, quality and accessible education, healthcare, good healthcare. So you see, very simple and basic things that Ghanaians are asking for. And I hope and pray that our call towards the political class to improve our lives in general actually gets a positive response. So today I just want to shed some light on the issues of the silence culture. Generally, when you look at the silence culture, one would say that it is our culture as Ghanaians that has made it so prevalent. So issues with regards to the Ghanaian needing to be polite, you are brought up to be polite, you are brought up to be slow to anger, slow to speech. Um, One will actually say that the Ghanaian is docile, right? So those issues, one will say that are the leading factors or the contributing factors to the silence culture in Ghana. But this silence culture has negative or has resulted into so many negative things. So issues of sexual harassment, issues of domestic abuse, and also abuse of power at the workplace. Generally, I want to talk about the abuse of power at the workplace. A lot of the times, people talk about poor services in Ghana, that customer services are so poor. And this actually is related to the silence culture in a way, especially the organizational culture. If the silence culture becomes an organizational culture, where we talk about the organizational silence culture, etc., right? So it's end up affecting the way that these employees that have been employed to provide services in a particular organization tend to react or relate with customers that come to do business with them. So for us that seek to change this particular behavior, whereby people are more receptive towards customers, people are more responsive towards customers, then issues of organizational silence is one thing that we need to be looking at and paying critical attention to. In Ghana, it's almost like a crime for employees to be assertive, for employees to speak out, to speak the truth. It almost looks like the people that work in the organization are nothing but people that should implement. So when it comes to policies, organizations will actually organize meetings and then they ask employees of their views. But actually, at the end of the day, those meetings are not meant for employees to voice out issues that they want to talk about. So mainly just hero worship the bosses, hear the bosses or listen to the bosses say whatever they want to say, or management say whatever they want to say, and the people are just supposed to say yes sir and then go back to their everyday or their daily activities. So you see, this actually ends up creating a very toxic work environment whereby employees turn on each other, they bootlick each other, bootlick the bosses, they backbite, telling lies on each other, and all the wrong things that you could think about happen right at the workplace, mainly because we have seen it as a crime for employees to be outspoken. So you cannot say that, can we do this way, or can we do this that way, or can we actually reposition ourselves this way or that way. No. In the work environment, and especially in the Ghanaian work environment, I have seen that from my personal experience. It is a no-no for you to have a different mindset, a different ideology, a different way of approach towards a particular situation, something that the employee is privy to. Because at the end of the day, it is the employee that has the contact with the customers, not management. Right. So I believe that whatever employees say should be taken into consideration. But in our work environment, that does not exist. So management says this, or even a one man says this, and that is how it's supposed to be. So this has contributed to a very toxic work environment. This has contributed to bullying in the work environment if you do not do, or if you dare to speak against an ill vice that exists within the work environment, you are demoted, you are sacked, and then the list goes on and on. Anything at all could happen to you. You could lose your job easily, right? So those are things that this organizational silence can actually result into. And one would say that we need to change them. So you realize that the organizational or the silence culture is not only prevalent on the national stage as we are seeking to change it now, but also when you go to our individual organizations, those things happen where employees cannot voice out their concerns, where they cannot voice out issues pertaining to the work environment, their safety, and then a lot more of issues, motivation, etc. That you speaking out means that you are speaking out against management, and then it results into your dismissal or your demotion or whatever it is, you name it, right? So the organizational silence or the silence culture, you realize that it trickles down, it's a trickling effect from the national stage to the various organizations, and that actually results into the quality of service that we provide people at the end of the day. I watch a lot of videos and then I see foreigners coming in, and then the one thing that they always speak on is the fact that customer service in Ghana is really bad. It's not even average. It's way below average. It's very bad. And if we seek to change it, right, people within the organization must speak out, and management must listen to these people that they have employed to serve their customers for them. Because this silence culture has contributed to abuse of power at the workplace, bullying at the workplace, chronic unprofessional behaviors, and unethical behaviors at the workplace, right, which need to be reviewed. So we should relook at the definite silence that exists within our work environment, whereby we listen to the employees and we actually value their concern. What are they telling us, and what are the implications of what they are telling us? How can we use those things to improve upon ourselves? Because at the end of the day, we just want to improve the experiences of the customer, so that when this foreigners do business with us, or when those foreigners come into the country, right, these issues of customer service being bad, we should be able to eliminate it to the barest, right? So the having genuine communications, conversations, discussions that actually lead to improving the life of the people that work within a particular business setting. It's something that we need to be mindful of, right? To create the culture of trust and then awareness, making sure that we do not sideline, vilify, and then in a way seek to color or brand people that are outspoken or that are assertive. Those are cultures that we need to take out of our society. So I would borrow the words of Professor Kwekwaza, that we need to work towards good governance. So once we have good governance, not only at the national stage, which is very important, very critical, but also in our various organizations, it will help us a lot. The only way that we can change this silence culture is actually by speaking about those things. So I will end today's how do I call it? Yeah, we'll end it today with something that was said by Sir Sam Jonah. He actually said in this speech that, as the saying goes, fear is the path to the dark side. We must find our voices, otherwise we become okay with the ills of society, that we become powerless. Either way, we will be the worse for it. A wise man once said that the necessary condition for evil to triumph is for good people to remain silent. So, whatever we do, we must never keep quiet about the problems that we face, the solutions to them, and also the prospects for the better future. So, if we seek to be better at service delivery, if we want Ghana made products to be patronized, if we want Ghanaian businesses to be patronized, if we want people to have good experiences in our country, then obviously we need to do better. And the silence culture does not help any of us in any way. Stop taking people's voices away. Stop trampling on their rights. Stop asking people to be quiet. Right? Allow people to talk, allow people to voice out their concern, allow people to speak, because that is the only way that we can build a better Ghana, and then we can actually triumph, right? So at the workplace, this is my piece, so everyone else is, we are talking about the silence culture. Well, that is my thoughts on the silence culture, changing our organizational culture at the workplaces. And I believe this will really, really go a long way to help us. Anyway, so thank you so much. If you watched this video, thank you for watching it. If you watched this thus far, thank you for watching it thus far. And keep the conversation going. Let's continue to create awareness, and let's continue to speak about the issues that worry us. Do not stop talking, and do not stop using the hashtag fix the country, because at the end of the day, we want Ghana fixed, we want Ghana to be better, and that is all that we all want. So anyway, yeah, don't go anywhere. Bye.